wasn't built in a day. I mean, it takes time to make something great in your life. It takes time to make something great in your life. And it's true. Look, I know. It's going to take weeks, it's going to take months, it's going to take years to either lose the weight you're trying to lose or to gain the strength and the muscle you're trying to gain. Look, I know it's going to take time when it comes to exercise and trying to eat right. I know it's going to take time. It takes time. It takes weeks and months and years to break bad habits and addictions in our life. It takes the time. Don't settle. Look, it's going to take time to get that degree. You're not just going to have it in a year or two. It's going to take a little time. But it's worth it. Don't settle. If that's what God's called you to do. Look, it's going to take time to improve that marriage. It ain't going to happen overnight. But if you'll stay consistent at it, God will begin to work at it with you. Look, to get that big contract, businessman, businesswoman, you might not get it right away, but it's going to take some time to work those things out. Look, to find the right spouse, single person, don't settle. It's going to take some time. Don't grow weary in doing what is good and right in your life right now. Let God do what He wants to do now to prepare you for what He has for you in the future. Don't settle for the soup of this world. Don't do it. I mean, it's going to take time to raise world-changing children in our lives. It don't happen overnight, but we work at it. We love them. We stay consistent with what God's called us to do. Even when they don't understand, we stay consistent. Because Rome wasn't built in a day, was it? Rome wasn't built in a day. Let me tell you something. Rome was built by laying a brick every day. Every day they laid a brick. And every day, when they would wake up in the morning, they would lay a brick and another brick till the sun went down, and then they would go to sleep and wake up. Guess what they would do? Lay some more brick. I know how that is. Look, I grew up, my dad owns a brick mason company, block mason company. I grew up laying bricks. I know what that means. I know what it means to step up to a job site, a new site for the first time, and see a huge 2-3-story house sitting there, who knows how many square feet, and we ain't got, and you're going, man, how are we going to get this done? Let me tell you how we're going to get it done. We're going to start laying brick, and we're going to lay them one at a time. We're going to lay one brick at a time. When we get there on the job, we're going to lay one brick. And look, the goal is, when we get on the job, I'm telling you from the past, is to get your 1,000 in, is what our saying is. So each man is to lay the 1,000 brick that day. That's the goal. Depending on what it is, you might lay a little more, a little less, but the goal is, so if you got 2 or 3 men laying 1,000 brick, you might get 2,000 or 3,000 brick each day laid on that house. If it takes 25,000, 30,000 brick to lay the whole house, guess what? It's going to take you 3 or 4 weeks to have the house complete. How many know when you don't complete it until you get out there every day and you lay what? And lay a brick. Lay a brick. Lay a brick. You see, it's easy to overestimate the importance of building your Roman Empire. And it's easy to underestimate the importance of laying another brick each day. Tell me, what are you talking about today? How many know the Bible talks about, if you're faithful with the little, I'll make you ruler over much. So if you're faithful with the little things you know to do, I'll answer the big questions. I'll make you ruler over much. You know what that word faithfulness is really talking about? You know another synonym for faithful is consistency. If I'm staying consistently faithful to do what God's called me to do and not settling, then God will begin to build something in my life. See, here's the way I like to look at it. This is what I'm going to close out with you today. God might be calling us to consistency, and He only does that by laying another what? See this break I got right here? I'm going to put all this other stuff aside, because He didn't cause me to eat and indulge myself right away. He called me to lay another what? This brick right here might represent, I'm going to lay another brick. This brick represents, if your goal is to eat right and get healthy, then today, because how many know that if you want change, it starts with taking action? And when God sees that you're ready to discipline yourself from that and start taking action, He'll bless your action. When you start to fast and He sees you're ready to give up yourself for what He wants, guess what He does? He comes right on the scene and begins to work in your life. Because He knows that what is more important to Him is more important to you than this stuff. And so what He does is He puts another brick. And so this brick for you might represent, all right, tonight at supper time, I might just eat some grilled chicken, a bowl of salad, and some green beans, and that's it. I've laid one brick. Right? Okay? All right, I've laid that brick. He might cause you to lay what? Another brick. And this brick might represent that, hey, I'm only going to eat dessert 2 times a week. You mean I can have dessert? I can't have it every night. I'm going to just have dessert 2 times a week. I've laid that brick. Right? Okay, I'm going to lay another brick. I'm going to exercise at least 30 minutes a day. Something, walk, something, but I'm going to exercise 30 minutes a day. All right, I'm going to lay another brick. Because I believe God's called me to lay some bricks consistently over time. This brick, I'm going to get to work on time. And I'm actually going to do my job, and I'm not going to gossip when I get there. Huh? Well, that's some hard bricks to lay right there, right? But we got to be consistent with it, right? So He might call me to lay another brick. And He might say, hey, you need to take your spouse out at least once or twice a month. Spend some time with her. Don't neglect. All your hobbies and all your work ain't more important than your spouse.
That's right. Amen. Amen.
Build that relationship, right?
That's right.
He might say, hey, you need to go to that child's ball game. You need to get off work early. You need to invest in that child. You need to spend some time with them. Don't just spend money on them, spend time with them.
Wow.
They want you. They don't want what you got. They want you. Right? Come on, we're laying some bricks. Along the way, we're building something, though, ain't we? Huh? He might ask you to lay another brick, right? He might actually, student, he might actually ask you to do your homework and study before the test.
Wow.
Because if He's called me to get them grades up, guess what I got to do?
Study.
He might cause me to put down the controller or to put down the phone, God forbid, right? Put it down and do what you know you need to do. And when you do, God will bless you for it. Come on, we got some bricks here, don't we? Come on, God might be saying, hey, I'm actually going to attend all I can, all the Sunday services this year for 2018. Rather than sleep in and make excuses and get all the soup that I want, I think I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to give it all to God. I'm going to get around His people. I'm going to be in His presence. I'm going to let Him speak to me. And so it's going to cause with a commitment to actually be in His Word and in His house. Tell me how many more bricks you got in there? Just a couple. Come on, hold on. I got just 2 more. Y'all ready? He might cause you to lay one more brick today. This morning, today, right? He might cause you to just say, hey, I'm going to get up 15, 20 minutes early. I'm going to talk to God. I might read a scripture too. I might read His Word. I might pray to Him. I might spend some time. I might just turn the music on for 5 minutes and just worship Him for 5 minutes before I get into the busyness of the day and run out the house. I'm going to let Him know that He's more important than my job, my spouse, my children, my home, my car, all the other busyness I can get into. God, You are. I'm going to set You as the foundation and let You be the center of my life. I'll give you one more, last one today. He might say this. I don't know what brick He's asking you to lay. I'm just giving us some examples today. I believe God's already speaking to your heart about it. I believe he might say, hey, this year, I'm going to lay this brick. This year, I'm going to have a good attitude and not a bad one. I'm going to stop complaining. I'm going to have God's attitude. I'm going to extend my faith because I'm going to walk by faith and not by sight. I'm going to change how I speak about my kids and my wife and my co-workers. I'm going to change my perspective. I'm not just going to settle into what I've always settled for. God, I believe this year you do got more for me. And look, I'm going to tell you something. As your pastor, as one who year after year tries to settle in on what the spiritual climate is right now in this day and age that we live in. I don't know if you try to keep keen to that or try to be aware of it, but let me just tell you something. And you can call this prophetic if you want to hear it prophetically, all right? And let me tell you what I'm sort of hearing on the inside of me, and it's different than what I've heard in years past. And you might hear this a lot. This year's going to be different than last year. But look, I believe this year God is really drawing a line in the sand. And he's saying, if you'll step away from you, and if you'll come across and deny yourself, take up your cross and follow me, I'm aligning my spiritual believers, my army together. And we're going to be in a fight this year, but it's not against flesh and blood. Because our word says it's against principalities and authorities in high places. And that he's spiritually aligning those. Don't get caught up. Look, don't get caught up in settling for what everybody on social media or the media itself, the news outlets, look, they're going to try to divide us this year. Don't settle. Don't fall for it.